It's about time I did another CD update. Ahoy, hi everybody, and welcome to another CD update. The pile's got big enough that it's worth doing. So yeah, let's start with something that should have been on the last update, and I sort of talked about it. So this is Kylies Disco, the guest list edition. So on the last update, I thought, because this has got a DVD and Blu-ray in it, I thought I'd put this in with all my Blu-rays ready in my to-watch pile, and then it was buried right at the bottom. So rather than dig it all out, which would have been hassle, I just talked about it. However, afterwards, I suddenly realised that no, I hadn't. I'd put it on the bottom of my... I've got a smaller immediate to-watch pile, sort of what I'm going through at the moment, other than my main to-watch pile. It all makes sense to me, and I'd put it in matte, so it was quite accessible anyway. But yeah, so I have now watched the Blu-ray aspect of it, as well as having listened to the DVD. So what this is Kylies Disco album from last year, and then it's got 4 new tracks. Well, 3 new tracks and a new version of one of the original tracks done as a duet. So we've got A Second to Midnight with Years and Years, Kiss of Life with Jessie Ware, Can't Stop Writing Songs About You with Gloria Gaynor, and then a remix of Real Groove with Dua Lipa. Then it's also got loads of remixes on the second disc. And then the third disc is the audio of the Infinite Disco live stream. So because she couldn't tour disco, because obviously of the pandemic, she put on a live show without an audience, but was streamed online. Sort of a cross between a TV show and a live concert. And as I say, the audio of it's on here, and then the DVD and the Blu-ray are the visuals of it. And very good it is too. So that's Kylies Disco Guest List Edition. Okay, we have some CDs that were sent to me as VCLT by Michael, aka CP. Some CD singles. So this is Kevin Rowland of Dexy's Midnight Runners with Tonight. It says of Dexy's Midnight Runners, that's why I've added that. So disc 1 was Tonight. Track 1 was Tonight. Track 2 was Celtic Soul Brothers. 3 was Come On Eileen, and 4 was Kevin Rowland's band from the Don't Stand Me Down sessions recorded September 1984. So Celtic Soul Brothers and Come On Eileen are the normal album versions by Dexys. The track Tonight was good. You know, I am a fan of Kevin Rowland and Dexys. Kevin Rowland's band, to be honest, I can't remember, but I'm sure it was fine. Yeah. Also in that VCLT was this signed copy of Halo James's Wanted. It was okay, nothing great, nothing terrible, but nice to have a signed CD. Similarly, a signed promotional CD for the band Waterfront, containing Broken Arrow, Nature of Love, Move On and Cry. Again, nothing terrible, nothing spectacular. This was also from Michael. This is Samantha Fox, The Hits album. So I like Sam Fox's music, to an extent, or certainly the early stuff. I bought Hold On Tight on 7-inch single at the time it was released. Then, probably 2.5 years ago now, it was sort of as I started collecting vinyl. The Scope in Gosport, somebody had offloaded their Sam Fox vinyl. So her first album, plus the 12 inches of Hold On Tight, Touch Me, I think Nothing Gonna Stop Us Now, I can't remember. Or Nothing Gonna Stop Me Now, rather. I think it was all 3 of them. had those in there, so I picked those up and enjoyed them. But this is a budget Emporio best of greatest hits, 18 tracks, some good enjoyable tracks on there, some of them not so great, but a lot that I enjoyed a lot. Okay. This was an Amazon pre-order. I like these sets, you know, I've shown quite a few of these sort of sets, these little book packs. So this is British Mod Sounds of the 1960s. This is compiled by Eddie Pillar, who is the founder of Acid Jazz, the record label. And this is a signed version, signed by him. It has, somewhere, there, a little card signed at the bottom there. Not a great signature. Sort of about the history of mod music at the time, British mod music. And then the track details in the book. I would have preferred a bit more about the actual individual tracks in the text. You do get that sometimes. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. There's sort of some big names in here, like Tom Jones, John Mayall, Hollies, P.P. Arnold, Dusty Springfield, Rod Stewart, Yardbirds, Bluesology, Bowie, Georgie Fame, Small Faces, Jimmy James and the Vagabonds, Gino Washington, Zombies, Manfred Mann, Spencer Davis Group, Love Affair, Cliff Bennett, Kinks, there's a couple of acts who are on here twice, and I'm just checking I'm not repeating them, but I don't think I am. The Move, Simon Dupree, Big Sound, Mindbenders, and so on. But also a lot of obscure stuff. Over 4 CDs, so it's 100 tracks. Is a little bit samey at times. A lot of the music is very similar. But overall, yes, enjoyed that. Went to see the Book of Mormon earlier this year at the Mayflower Theatre in Southampton. Really enjoyed it. And so picked up the soundtrack CD, or the cast recording. This is the original Broadway cast recording. This is the only cast recording available. But yeah, it's just such a great musical. It's written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who created South Park, amongst other things. It's very funny, very rude, very irreverent, but also great songs as well. And this is a nice little package. It's just 1 CD, but as you can see, it's big thick, because you've got are they numbered? No, they're not numbered, but a huge, great booklet with all the lyrics and loads of photos and what have you. So I was pleased with that. This is Stereophonics' new album, Ucha. I thought I'd ordered a signed copy of this, but I hadn't. So when it came out and nothing was delivered, I thought, oh shit. It was one that I intended to pre-order and then just never got round to. So I quickly picked up a copy from Amazon, because I have all their albums. So didn't want to have one missing. Like most of their albums, it's okay. There's 1 or 2 really strong tracks. A lot of it is just, good but not great. I found that with sort of everything from Just Enough Education to Perform onwards, really. First 3 albums were great, but after that, good tracks on okay albums. This is Bryan Adams, So Happy It Hurts. This was another Amazon purchase, and it was mainly purchased, even though I do already have his autograph, but it was mainly purchased because it came with a signed art card. But I like Bryan Adams, and this was a decent Bryan Adams album. Again, nothing spectacular, but some good stuff on there. A bit more, and there's more to come. But Michael sent me. He sent me 3 Tool albums, or 2 Tool albums and an EP to be precise. This is 10,000 Days. So it comes with a sticker, which I suppose you can put on the cover to indicate what it is. But it is 3D, the packaging. So you sort of look through there and let your eyes focus and you get 3D images, which some work well, some don't. As for the album, they're very good musicians. There's some good stuff in there, but I do find the tracks tended to drag a bit. But nothing, I enjoyed listening to it. I didn't think, oh God, is it still going, or anything like that. But, a lot of the tracks could done with a lot of the noodling taken out. This was a birthday gift from my niece. So this is Prince in Jazz, a jazz tribute to Prince. This is a French release. As you can tell, that's a sticker that was on the outside. So this is various people covering Prince tracks. It's got Nina Simone, Herbie Hancock, Randy Crawford, Bob Belden Project. Anybody else I'd heard of? Not really. But doing various tracks, and what I liked, being jazz, quite a few of them weren't overly faithful to the originals, which is always nice. But there's, you've got Purple Rain, and you've got Doves, and you've got Little Red Corvette, and you've got Kiss, you've got 1999, you've got I Feel For You, you've got Nothing Compares to You, you've got Cream. But then you've also got Question of You, you've got Strolling, you've got Crazy You, from the first album, Soft and Wet, Around the World in a Day, so some of the less common tracks as well. So I enjoyed listening to that. Back to Michael's VCLT, and he sent me, this was sealed, Led Zeppelin's 4th album, Led Zeppelin 4, whatever you want to call it, which I have on vinyl, absolutely love, magnificent album, sounded great on CD. He sent me this Tool album, so this is Lateralus, so this has got good packaging as well. Let me get it out. So the O card slip thing is a plasticky, translucent, printed one. And then the actual CD booklet inside is actually all on clear plastic, and it's just sort of going through the human body, which is very cool. And it's even the back cover is translucent as well. Musically, more of the same really. Some good stuff, good musicianship, but could do with being edited a bit for me. Stuff I will happily listen to, but it's not sort of stuff I think, oh, you know what, I'm in the mood for at any point. This again was from Michael. This again was sealed. They all were actually, apart from the CD singles weren't, but they don't normally come sealed anyway. The Left Bank 2, their second album. This was great, really enjoyed this. Right up on my boulevard. Nice little package as well. Little booklet with the history of the band and the album in it. Yeah, enjoyed that. He also sent me, so in a previous batch he sent me the Now Yearbook 1983, the standard edition. This time he sent me the Now Yearbook 84 in the deluxe edition, which is a hardback booklet. So this has got a book in it which tells you a bit more about each track. some stats about it, you know, who plays on it, when it was released, that sort of stuff. And then there's a quiz at the end as well about music in that year. But yeah, you know, it's 4 CDs of a lot of the top hits from 1984. Lots of good stuff on there, some stuff not so good. But nice to have. Also a birthday present was from my mother, Spice Girls 25. So this is the 25th anniversary of the Spice Girls debut album, Spice. I showed this in decent detail on my birthday haul video, so I won't unbox it all, but it's got a packet of pictures in there, and then a nice booklet with all the lyrics and photos of the girls, and then credits at the end, some new thank yous from the girl. So it's 2 discs. Disc 1 is the original album, and then disc 2 is B-sides, remixes and rarities. It's a great pop album. There's some good stuff on disc 2. I'd have liked a bit more detail about where the rarities come from. You know, there's the remixes. It's pretty obvious where they're from. But then other stuff, you know, are they B-sides? What were they B-sides to? Are they, you know, the previously unreleased tracks? Why, etc. Just, you know, sort of stuff I like to know with these things. The final PJ Harvey reissue came out on March 11th, and it was the Hope 6 Demolition Project. So this is the Demos double CD. Not double CD. Gatefold CD is what I meant to say. I will be doing a PJ Harvey album ranking. Another good demo CD. I do enjoy listening to them. A lot of them, you know, it's quite remarkable really how little they differ from the final releases. Particularly as time goes on, and obviously technology has got better for recording demos. You're not just on a 4-track anymore. You've got the computer and you can do everything. Album-wise, I remember enjoying it when it came out, but I've only listened to it once or twice then. I still enjoy the album, you know, a great deal. But having heard everything in sequence, I think it's the first album she's released that was possibly, apart from Rid of Me After Dry, but that was stylistically similar to its predecessor. It's very much, it feels anyway, musically like a Letting and Shake Part 2. And I feel that's to its detriment. But yeah, more about that when I do the ranking. So this is a DVD CD pack. This is King Rocker. So this is a film about Robert Lloyd and the Nightingales, who I was completely unfamiliar with. But this is by Michael Cumming and Stuart Lee. So Michael Cumming is a film director, or TV director largely. Famously did Brass Eye. And then I'm getting severe deja vu. But I think I'm just remembering an Instagram conversation after I posted this. Oh no, I'm remembering when I talked about the vinyl. It's okay. And Stuart Lee, the comedian who I'm a big fan of, and my main impetus for getting this was Stuart's presence. I haven't watched the DVD yet. Now I've shown it in this, it will be going into my to-watch pile. But I listened to the soundtrack, and I've enjoyed it quite a lot. So it's 12 tracks by the Nightingales, and yeah, as I say, I enjoyed it, so I'm glad I picked it up. Yeah, straight onto my to-watch pile. This was a gift. So, Graham, aka Purple Yoda, after I posted my Prince vinyl collection, and I mentioned him doing my albums, that I had a spare copy of the clear Welcome to America, because I'd cocked up when ordering. He asked if he could have it, and offered to pay for it, and I sent it to him free of charge as a thank you for his support. And in return, he sent me this anyway. So this is for Slaughterhouse. So in the early noughties, Prince had a website called the MPG Music Club, and for a while, every month, he would do a little, what he called it was an audio show. It was spelled AHDIO, and it was like a little radio show that he did with largely his own music, although not always, and him speaking in between, or sometimes it was just for music. And then he'd also release 3 or 4 previously unreleased tracks. It would be either live tracks or just previously unreleased tracks, most of which were outtakes from around that era of an album that was scheduled to be a New Power Generation album, but never happened. Eventually, they were compiled, these tracks, into 2 compilations, one called Chocolate Invasion and one called The Slaughterhouse. They've never had an official physical release. They are available nowadays to download. But this is a promo copy, not for sale, of The Slaughterhouse. It's a bootleg. And I'm more than happy with that. I do have ripped versions that I did that are just literally, blank CDs with me having written on them. So it was nice to have a more professional looking version of them. But yeah, they're good albums. They don't necessarily flow as albums. I've never really counted them as proper Prince albums, although they are really, because he was responsible for compiling them. Back to Michael. He also sent me, having already shown Led Zeppelin 4, Led Zeppelin 2. Again, have it on vinyl. Absolutely great. Sounds great on CD. And the same for Houses of the Holy. Great album. Sounds great on CD. Have it on vinyl. So yeah, having got now those 3 on CD as well as having on vinyl, I'm going to have to get the rest on CD eventually as well. And the final tool he sent me was Opiate, which was a EP they released before they signed to their whichever major record label they were on. This is sort of a combination of studio and live. I possibly enjoyed it a little bit more than the other 2, just because the songs are a bit tighter. But again, it's not really the sort of thing I would just say, they're not a band I'm going to want to get the rest of their stuff of, particularly. Or, see live or anything like that. I mean, not a band I'm going to think, I must put some Tool on today. But a bit more straightforward packaging for this one, being on the different label. But yeah, that's Tool's Opiate. And then finally, so last year, was it that it came out? I think so. I picked up Death by Rock and Roll by the Pretty Reckless, just because I'd heard lots about them and how good they were. So I thought I'd give them a try. Really enjoyed that album. Thought, I'll get the rest of their stuff. I'd already, on my record store day wish list that I'd sent my record shop, I'd already put down for Going to Hell, the picture disc that came out on record store day last month. So, was intending to get that, but then they announced a tour, and they're playing in November in Southampton. So, most American acts, when they come over, they just sort of do London, Manchester, maybe Brighton, Birmingham, possibly Newcastle, but they don't really play anywhere overly local. If we're lucky, Brighton's the nearest, but normally London's the nearest. So when they announced they were playing Southampton Guildhall, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go see them. So I've got the ticket to see them in November. So I thought I'd better pick up the rest of their catalogue. So this is their first album, Light Me Up. This is Going to Hell, which I thought was their, album before their most recent, but it wasn't. That was this one, Who You Selling For. But yeah, all really strong. Enjoyed them all. You know, there's some heavy stuff on there, but there's lots of more melodic. Well, even the heavy stuff's melodic, but a lot more just straightforward classic rock rather than heavy rock in parts as well. She's got a great voice, good lyrics. Yeah, enjoyed those a lot. Okay, so yes, that's my CD update as of, what are we on, May the 22nd, 2022, I'm recording this. You know, I've still got a watch in my to listen to pile, which will appear on the next one. But thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks.